Good truck for your weekend adventures. You'll find it here at a price you'll love. Explore thousands of vehicles today at goauto.ca.
You don't just need property services, you need problems handled. HireGood provides cleanup, debris removal, site monitoring, and safety attendance across Edmonton. We reduce issues on your property, keep spaces safe, and take pressure off your team. We resolve real problems for businesses while creating real impact, because our team is built on second chances, and they show up every day ready to prove it. Visit hiregood.ca or call and mention Jason Greger for a first-time discount. HireGood. Stable jobs create stable lives.
McValue meals are here. Get the McDs you love for $5 plus tax every day with your choice of a McDouble, Junior Chicken, or Chicken Snack Wrap with small fries and small fountain drink. All for just $5 plus taxes. Canadian restaurants. Product availability varies. Prices exclude delivery.
There's still time to book your tournament at the Ranch Golf and Country Club.
As one of Alberta's top tourney courses, the Ranch makes hosting fun and easy for any group or business. No matter how unique or unusual, they'll accommodate your vision for an event no one will soon forget.
Start planning your tournament today at their beautifully landscaped course on the outskirts of West Edmonton. On-site event coordinators are here to help, but hurry, availability is limited and booking fast.
Visit theranchgolf.com.
You haven't set your lineup yet, right? It's Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
$11:02. Good morning. Thank you for joining us here on Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc. Go check them out. Tell them we said hello, and thank us later. It will be the best dining experience you could possibly have on this Thursday, May 7th. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick here with you from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Shout out to those of you watching on YouTube. Triple Crown 99. Hello, hello. I'm going to get in on the chat there as well. You can text us 1-833-441-1440, or you'll email Connor at sports1440.ca, Brandon at sports1440, and Josh at sports1440.ca. You guessed it. Lots to get to on the program today. We got some drafting going on in the hockey world. We got playoff hockey, obviously. We have Major League Baseball, the NBA playoffs. Lots to dabble in. And a question that was missed yesterday regarding fantasy football as well, from Jason, I want to get to. He forgot to text us during the show, but he got back to me with Greger. I'd like to bring that one up and get the Duke's thoughts as well. So lots to get to here on the show. And man, the weather, it's turning. It is quite nice out there. For those of you who might be working outside, this is what you like. Maybe not another 15 degrees, might be too hot, but these temperatures are ideal. I know some of you are probably out there on the golf course, swinging the sticks, living the dream. Duke, good morning. How are you doing today?
Morning, Cons. I'm doing quite well. I'm excited about this turn of the weather. I kind of thought that's how it was going to be yesterday. We played our first slow pitch game, Tropics Go Summer, last night. And I checked the forecast. It was like sunny, 21 degrees. Everything's looking up. And it was not really like that. It was quite cloudy, gray, few spits of rain over the course of the contest, but still a fun afternoon, evening, I should say. By the time we got going, it was quite late. So,
and what were the numbers?
We tied 17-17, an absolute barn burner. We blew a 17-16 lead, a 17-11, I think it was, lead in the bottom of the seventh to let them come back and tie it. So credit to them. It was quite dark by the time we were playing the last couple innings.
Ties in baseball?
Well, yeah, we definitely couldn't play another inning. It was too dark.
Wow. That's awful. You got to have a tiebreaker in that situation.
I'm pretty sure it's league rules that games just end as ties.
Can I tell you something? That sucks.
Well,
that's why you got to play hardball, baby.
It's rec sports, man.
Low pitch ends in ties. When you play hardball, baby, that's the one. How did you do individually? Any dingers?
No, I probably could. Like, there's no fences in most parks around the league or the city that we'd be playing at. But I did. My first hit was a nice deep drive to right field. Probably could have turned it into a home run, but I taken a little lax, pulled up at third. So triple, had a double, a couple singles, half dozen or so RBIs. It's a solid night.
Or so.
I know it's not like I was actually counting. I'm just trying to, like, in my head,
6 RBIs on 17 runs.
Reverse engineer. Yeah, because I mean, like, I had 4 hits. So if I know the one time I had 2 for sure, and after that it's like just 1 or 2 each, 2 on one other one, and yeah, it adds up pretty quickly.
I found out my niece is playing little ball now. She's in grade 1, and talking to my parents today. Oh yeah, she hit a home run. I was like, oh, that's great. I didn't know she had that power. And then I find out that she was batting at the end of the order, and the person who bats last always gets a home run, apparently.
What?
Yeah, I don't know the rules. I got to get out there and take this all in.
Sounds like a participation trophy society problem.
Second go around, another home run, and she wasn't batting last. So I don't know what this is, but
sounds like she's legit.
I'm going to go investigate, and glad to hear you're putting up some runs as well.
Well, it's all for naught if we don't win, right? I'm kind of a team guy myself. So the individual statistics, they don't really mean anything to me. I'm more concerned about getting us into the win column as early as next week.
But they do matter, because if you have great individual statistics, that helps the team.
Well, tell that to Leon Draisaitl. I will. 10 points in the first round.
Well, yeah, he did his job. I won't tell it to him. I'll tell it to everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Why didn't you guys do more? He did his part. Like, if I was the coach, I'd be yelling at the rest of the team. Not you, Leon. You did good. Everyone else, be better. It's like, who was it? Was it Ken Danico who told the story about, it was like they were playing a game. They were playing really bad, and it was I think they were playing poorly. Anyways, at the intermission, he's like, me and Broder are the only ones doing it out there.
Yeah, I do remember that story.
throwing himself in the category. So, yeah, guys that do their job individually, if everyone does their job the Patriot way, you find ways to win games. Not the Vrabel way right now, but the Patriot way from years past. Let's talk a little bit about last night, Duke. Your Ducks getting back into the series. Nice 3-1 win. A couple goals in the third period to lock it down. Carlson, another goal. Dostal wasn't tested overly, but did what he had to do. And going back to the pond, tied at 1. That's pretty nice.
It is, and what's almost more impressive is the fashion that the Ducks have played these last 2 games, and the way they win last night is not in the run and gun fashion that I've really been preaching. Saying if they're going to have success, this is how they can do it, because there's not a lot of track record to show us that they can play this brand of hockey that has really been on display these 2 games in Vegas. And that plays into the Golden Knights' hand, right? They want to slow it down. They want to grind it out, and they've got the upside skill to capitalize on opportunities. That's really what happened in game number 1 with they still only scored 2 goals past a goaltender. The empty netter, of course, sealed it by Marner. But I give a lot of credit to this Ducks roster, and you have to think Joel Quenneville pushes some right buttons, pulling on some right strings, making some lineup changes last night, one of which I thought was kind of a matter of time until we saw Ross Johnston draw in. He's a player that Quenneville leaned on a lot during the regular season, seems to really like. But Mason McTavish coming out for the likes of Jansen Harkins was definitely surprising, and it was late. It was a late scratch too. They took warmups in the same roster they had in game number 1, but a late change, and it pays off. Will McTavish remain out of the lineup for the rest of the series, rest of the playoffs, however long that may be? I'm not so sold. I think he would definitely be drawn back in, maybe even as early as game number 3. But Dostal was solid, as you said, Connor. Come up with a couple big stops when the team needed it. It was still just leading or nursing that 1-goal lead into the start of the third period. Really, another collective effort, I guess, is how I would describe it, by Anaheim. And now Vegas, they kind of lose that home ice advantage, right, as it shifts back to SoCal. Got to be feeling good if you're inside that Ducks locker room.
Yeah. Hey, they take one of the next 2. They get it back, of course. We know how it works. But very impressive for the Ducks. The Sabres last night, a nice win. The crowd there was unbelievable. It's going to be great atmospheres in both of those markets. We know this. Ryan McLeod, goal and assist for Buffalo, the former Edmonton Oiler. Maybe leaned on for his experience. Scoring that goal late, Nick Suzuki for the Montreal Canadiens on the power play was big. What a pass from Slavkovsky to find him in tight. But the Buffalo Sabres, like, they squashed it right after that second period. In the first 10 minutes, you score 2 more goals. You're up 4-1. Not technically, it wasn't over, but it was over. The Buffalo Sabres, a very good hockey team right now. And we talked about a little bit yesterday about, maybe it was the day before, about the Hurricanes and that path to the final. Like, this is maybe the best they've had or opportunity in a couple of years. But that Buffalo Sabres team, solid, Duke. And not to say that this series is over by any means. Montreal, it's one game. Look what your Ducks got right back into their series. But it's setting up to be a good second round series either way. These two teams, good clubs, and for the Buffalo Sabres. And then on top, Rasmus Dahlin getting that Norris nomination. We should probably talk about that as well. Evan Bouchard left off the finalist list. Cale Makar, Rasmus Dahlin, and Zach Werenski named the finalist. Werenski, to me, no surprise. I think for Makar, his reputation will always precede him. Even if he has not his best year, he's still going to be beloved by a lot of the media members. And, out east, there's some that maybe don't watch all the games, and hey, Makar's there. Rasmus Dahlin, I like that one because all the things he went through this year, and he's a heck of a player. I love his little bit of a nasty side. But the story in Edmonton will be that Evan Bouchard, not a finalist. Were you surprised at all, Duke?
I was. And we talked about this plenty towards the end of the regular season. What are our hypothetical ballots, and where would a guy like Evan Bouchard fall? And a lot of the merit is there for him to be not just garnering votes, which he certainly did. They'll be interested once the full ballots released if he's, fourth place finisher, fifth place finisher, but to be in that top three and be one of these final names that we kind of wait with bated breath on to determine a winner. The point production speaks for itself. There's really not much else. Like, what are you going to say besides staring at the box scores and the final tallies and say, wow, what a productive season. We have not seen many like this in the past 26 years, essentially, right? We know Carlson broke 100 points a couple of years ago. Makar 90 points, Yossi 90 points. It's been done, but Bouchard kind of stood alone at the top of that scoring race this season by a pretty decent margin, and that's fine. But so many of the knocks on him as a player have been his work in the defensive zone and as a defender. And listen, he's never going to be Rod Langway. Hell, he's not even going to be Jacob Slavin. But the strides he's taken have been measurable and tangible. And he had a really good year. After the slow start, especially when we're talking mid to late November through, well, with a few minor lapses in between the rest of the campaign, he was really good at both ends of the ice. And yes, there's still the gaffes, the glaring mistakes and giveaways that lead to pucks in the back of their own net. Everybody makes them. Edmonton's a hockey central market. They get blown up on socials and clip shows and all that more than maybe somebody that would play elsewhere at times. It's part of the deal that comes with playing in a hockey mad market. I definitely thought he deserved to be one of the top three guys. I'm not saying he would have been my winner, but to be among the three finalists, I definitely thought he'd earned that right.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%. I don't know if I had him as winning, but top three. You look at the point production, 95 points, Werenski at 81. I mean, what he was doing on that team was outstanding. Cale Makar, 79. Dahlin, 74. Now, a lot of people say, well, power plays, all that sort of thing. Bouchard had 7 power play goals. Dahlin had 6. Makar and Werenski had 4. I'd say, game-winning goals when it matters. Bouchard had 5. Werenski had 2. Makar 4. Rasmus Dahlin had none. Going into overtime goals as well, Bouchard had 3. That's I'm going to count here. Game-winning goals, Makar 0. Werenski 0. Dahlin 0. Yeah, I mean, I still think that the reputations play a big role in these awards, and Makar's reputation is as the best defenseman in the league. Evan Bouchard's defenseman is, or I think around the league would be great offensive player, and that's it. So tough for Bouchard. I'm sure he's got a couple more years still to be in that category. A little motivation, perhaps, to clean things up and change the storyline. The problem for him, though, every time there was a mistake, I feel like it would be in the back of the net, and people see those sort of things, and then they get highlighted on social media. So I guess I would say I'm a little surprised, but at the same time, not totally surprised.
Yeah, it sounds like a cop-out answer, but I think it's pretty accurate and astute because of everything we just went over. He deserves to be there, but on the national scale where maybe people aren't watching his solid defensive work, which, as we've said a million times over, Connor, never gets the recognition, regardless of what player it is. Makar, Bouchard, Slavin, it never gets the attention that it deserves. We watch Evan Bouchard play every game being here in Edmonton. We get to pick up on some of those more quiet elements to the game. Others don't. And as a result, his reputation probably is what keeps him out of the top 3 this season.
Norris, Drew says, Werenski able to win the Norris while leading the defenseman in turnovers. LOL. Well, hey, puck's on his stick a lot. Yeah, Nathan McKinnon leading the way with turnovers. Connor McDavid, third. When it comes to defensemen, yeah, Werenski with 125. Bouchard, only 2 behind him. You know, he's right in the conversation. Dahlin with 115. I'm trying to find Makar. He did play a few less games, though, so that can kind of benefit him a little bit. Celebrini, 150 turnovers. Yeah. Like we say, Duke, you can always add another defenseman award, whether it's the offensive defenseman, the Paul Coffey Trophy, perhaps.
Right.
Keep the Norris for the best defender. Joe Daddy says, hey, guys, Bouchard not even being a finalist is absolute crap. He leads all defensemen in multiple categories. It's ridiculous. I'm with you, Joe. I'm not saying he had to win, but I thought the season he had would warrant at least a finalist. Never brag about hitting 1,000 in softball. It's one extra player away from T-ball. Is that true, Duke?
I wasn't bragging.
I don't think he was bragging. He was just
Connor asked me. I told him.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather lie and say, oh, yeah, I struck out every time. What are we talking about?
Yeah. You never strike out.
If I'm ever bragging about anything playing slow pitch, it will be my work in the field.
Yeah.
I'm a prolific center fielder.
Have you seen that guy who wears the GoPro and plays short?
Yeah. And
he's unreal.
It honestly pisses me off.
Why?
Because I'm like, buddy, why are you filming yourself playing slow pitch?
Because he's unreal. Why don't you do it?
I will never do that.
Just hear you running.
I'll be honest.
Chasing down fly balls.
I get the same feeling when I see guys with the GoPro footage of their beer league games. And the captions are always like, this guy totally cross-checked me and then gets mad afterwards. Like, dude, no one cares. It's your beer league game.
They strap it up on the helmet?
The fact that I talk about it on a radio station is outlandish enough. But filming, editing, and uploading to a YouTube site your beer league footage is insane.
How many clicks do you get on said video? Because if you're doing numbies, that's profitable.
I guess, man, like you can't argue with the results. I'm sure they're monetizing it and they get sponsors and all that, things that I don't have. Hey, I'd love a beer sponsor for my slow pitch or beer league hockey team. That'd be great. But guess what? I'm not going to lose any sleep over the fact that I don't.
Well, maybe one day we'll strap one up on your chest and you can get mocked a little bit. But
by myself.
We'll see your highlights.
Well, you mean low life?
Well, do you wear a jersey?
In slow pitch?
Yeah.
No, we don't have team jerseys this year. We still could have the opportunity to get some. Maybe if anybody wants to sponsor that.
We need button ups and then just a hole where your GoPro can
just poke through, so no one knows I'm wearing it.
100%.
It's like those hidden camera videos.
Well, yeah, I guess so. That's exactly what it would be. Just so you don't get called out by the opposing team.
Hey, loser, go upload it to your YouTube page.
Well, and then you hit him back with, I made $75,000 off that, buddy. And then that's it. MTR says turnover stat is dumb. Just means you have the puck a lot. Yeah, I mean, to me, it's kind of like plus minus. You know, it tells you something, but you can also discredit it with a lot of things as well. Yeah, of course, the best players in the league who drive the net are going to have the most turnovers. McKinnon, Celebrini, McDavid. Not a surprise. Should we get to more text here? One more. Big league slow pitch competitive is huge. I know guys that talk big but ground out or fly out all the time. Not Duke. Duke gets on base. If you were to compare yourself to a baseball player in Major League Baseball history, Duke, I'm thinking Ichiro Suzuki.
No, he's too good.
Well, he got on base like you. Who else?
Well, the player comp that I use when asked is a modern one, is Dalton Varsho.
Okay.
Gold Glove caliber fielding. The occasional power pop. Now, I probably have less power than Dalton Varsho, and this is all transferable to the world in which we live. Slow pitch in Edmonton, right? Less power, but maybe more like bat for a higher average. But it's all, like I said, to me, I like to play slow pitch. I don't even like batting. I just like to field.
That's why it surprised me that you play center. I thought you'd want to be where the action is a little more.
That is where the action is.
Is it?
You ever played slow pitch? Almost everything's a fly ball.
I want some grounders. I want to see you turn into
It's the last thing
the
I
six
want.
stuff.
Now, with my history of luck and also inability to do something well, be eating them all in the teeth. I'm already shorthanded there as it is.
Well, I mean, I just thought that's where you'd be.
Growing
up, that's where the Stars played.
You know how serious we take slow pitch? Our shortstop's a southpaw.
Oh my God, that's wild.
He's good. Hey, he's a really good ball player.
You would have to be. Duke, when I was growing up, shortstop is where you wanted to be. Jeter, A-Rod, Cal Ripken Jr. Those were the Stars. I don't know what the sexy position is now. Maybe it is center field. Maybe Torrey Hunter revolutionized things, but I want to see you in one game. I want to see you playing short with a GoPro and see what you do. If you're listening, Tropics, can we make it happen? We'll take a break. When we come back, more text 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
In Alberta, every family has a baseball game day tradition for the summer.
We always bring our gloves to the ballpark.
We always keep score. We always bring Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Some things change, but the best home run snack never does.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Whether you're watching from your recliner or the stands, make it a part of your summer ball game tradition.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
At Hughes, it's all about getting in and out quick and clean. No cash, no problem. With Hughes' new tap and wash system, all you need is your debit or credit card to get your vehicle sparkling clean.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Good to go. With Mortgages to Go, you'll be good to go. MortgagesToGo.ca says yes when the banks say no. That's why Alberta has trusted Mortgages to Go for over 23 years. If you need cash and have equity in your home, you're approved instantly, guaranteed. Call 1-888-888-5998. That's 1-888-888-5998. With Mortgages to Go, you'll say, good to go.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Everything is going to be okay. If your debt has you feeling like you're in a free fall, you have options. I'm Dan McDicken, a licensed insolvency trustee with Faber. Becoming debt-free is possible, and a personal bankruptcy or consumer proposal will get you there. Schedule your free Faber Focus session at faber.ca today. You'll learn how a consumer proposal allows you to eliminate your debt by paying a percentage of the amount owed without interest. At Faber, we'll tackle your debt.
Home ice advantage is real at the rink and on your windows. Novo Blinds is Edmonton's own custom manufacturer, trusted by customers around the city. Factory direct pricing with the fastest turnaround around. Book a free in-home consultation at novoblinds.ca.
I'm Rick Showers from No Bull RV, and you'll notice something different about our store compared to the new RV stores. Our lot is full, bursting at the seams with quality used RVs for you to see. The new RV stores? Well, their stuff is trickling in. For the most part, they're taking orders for trailers and motorhomes to be delivered at some future date.
At No Bull, you can take yours home right away. Right, Rick?
That's right, Bob. Every RV on our lot is ready to go. Bring your truck and you can take it home with you. You could be enjoying the great outdoors this weekend if you want. And because every RV on our lot is one of a kind, it's worth it to take a look around. It's not like we have 20 of the exact same model.
That's what the new RV stores look like.
Not here, Bob. Every single one is different. The perfect used RV for your family is probably on our lot already. Why not pick it up before someone else does?
And that's No Bull. NoBullRV.ca.
Start thinking spring road trips and off-road trips in your new Subaru Crosstrek. Stylish, rugged, and so many features. Standard on every Crosstrek. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive, EyeSight driver assist technology, heated seats, and LED steering responsive headlights. Plus, with interest rates from 0.99%, you'll love the affordable weekly payments. No waiting, immediate delivery available. Subaru Crosstrek. Visit Subaru.ca. Welcome to Uncommon. Welcome to Subaru.
Get the inside scoop for your team on Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you here. Text line 1-833-401-1440. The show, as always, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at willhawkbeefjerky.com. That's what I'm thinking, Duke. You want to endear yourself to your team, you bring out a bag of beef jerky. Well, I won't say 7th inning stretch, but 3rd inning stretch, have a little bag of jerky. That's the protein your team needs. You might have won the game last night. It might have put you just over the edge, either offensively or defensively. Make a heck of a play to get that 1-run differential. Triple C and Truck says, 3rd base and 2nd base is where all the action is. A couple snags, show off your arm. That's what it's all about. When the weather gets nice, maybe you roll up the sleeves or just rip the sleeves right off. Not me. I got a noodle arm. I keep my arms covered, but if you're out there playing, I think you could look pretty cool. Oddball says, well, I heard you guys talking about turnovers. He wants to know, apple or raspberry? What do you go, Duke?
Well, apple is much more common, I think, and I like them, but I'm a sucker for raspberry flavored pretty much anything. Like my favorite fruit.
Do they do strawberry turnovers?
So I might strawberry rhubarb turnover.
Yeah, why not? I might take that route instead. This segment is for elksnation.ca, 2-weekly podcast with Eddie Steele, Declan Kruger, breaking down the green and gold articles as well. Go check them out online at elksnation.ca. Next podcast, they'll be recording tomorrow morning. And hey, camp gets going on Sunday. It's going to be absolutely awesome this year. They're going to the playoffs. They must. Triple C in a truck is not an athlete, says MTR. Well, how do you know? How do you know? He could be. Greater Man Jay had texted in, hey, Duke, was watching the game last night, and when the Ducks didn't capitalize on the 5-on-3, I thought, oh, here we go. Then I thought, how bad the Oilers penalty kill. I've got my money on the Ducks.
It's a good point. That seemed like a big opportunity for a turning point in the hockey game. The Ducks they went 0 for 5 on the power play. They are 0 for in the series. A couple chances in game 1 as well. And after clocking it 50% against the Oilers, it begs the question: Is the Oilers, as the Anaheim power play cooled? Is the Vegas penalty kill that good, or is the Oilers penalty kill that bad? Probably some combination of all three, if we're being realistic, which I know sometimes people don't like to be. They like to take the extremes one way or the other. Edmonton's penalty kill is bad against the Ducks. No doubt about it. Vegas's penalty kill, it had a lot of success against Utah as well, which have a fair share of lethal options themselves, right? So we know it's good. And the Ducks power play over the course of the season was not particularly strong. So the fact that it caught fire and was as effective as it was, even against an Oilers penalty kill, that is also under average, seemed like the anomaly. Now, if the fact they were able to win that game in the fashion they did last night, it came from defensive work, blocking shots, closing, taking time and space away, and timely saves. They also controlled the pace most of the night. Like the Vegas, after they kill off those penalties, they got a power play of their own and had some zone time, had some pressure, all that stuff. But at no point in the game did Vegas look particularly dangerous. They kind of seemed content to sit back and just try and almost find a way to tie it late and then maybe even win it late or in overtime, as they did in game 1, as they did against Utah a couple times in that series as well. But they're unable to do so last night. And as a result, we're tied at 1 apiece.
Jeffrey had texted in just about Bouchard, saying the only reason his mistakes end up in the back of the net more is because the Oilers have, goaltending. Anybody else except their, goaltending, they might have the same problems. Don't care if you're McCarr or anybody else. Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey, I would agree with some cases. Yeah, like a lot of the times they backed up, it's like, oh, you'd love to have your goalie save that one. But at the end of the day, it still happens. If Bouchard would have been the one that made that poor decision in the gold medal game, it would have been all over the cars, the papers, and my car. Nothing said it is actually pushed back towards McDavid. The car doesn't belong. Oh, the car must be Makar. It must be this. This must be voice to text. Makar doesn't belong in the Norris Trophy voting this year. Honestly, I don't totally disagree. If he wasn't in there, I wouldn't have been freaking out. I think reputation does play a role in this one. Aaron says, what do they say in Moneyball? He gets on base. That's Duke. Super valuable.
I'm very content to be on base.
So Triple C in a truck says, I guarantee I would hit better handed than MTR, switch handed than MTR hits normally. MTR said, I picture Triple C to look like Big Dom.
What a rivalry we have.
We got a heated rivalry. Would it be like the TV show? I think we saw Triple C in a truck. I thought I saw a picture of him. I don't think Big Dom. Now, Duke, I want to get to this question we got yesterday from Jason. He had a draft coming up asking him about the top 3 rookie running backs to select and the top 3 rookie receivers to select. I'll give mine because I think we'll be consensus for the running back. Jeremiah Love would be your top pick. I'm following with Jadarian Price because I think he kind of gets that role that we had with Kenneth Walker. Now goes to Kansas City. After that, I think there's a few ways you could go. Now, MTR will say Kalen Black. Shinzi, do the Eagles have a running back, a rookie running back that we might hear about Triple C in a truck? I like Emmett Johnson, but then again, the Chiefs
behind
just
Walker.
Played Walker. So I'm going to go, and I'm kind of torn. Like, I've heard a lot of hype around Jonah Coleman out of Denver, but Dobbins is back. We know they have Harvey. And then, but I'm going to lean towards Nick Singleton for the Tennessee Titans.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
It might be crazy. I also am a big fan of Mike Washington, who went to the Raiders, but he's going to be behind Genty. So those would be my 3. I'm going Love, Price, Singleton, but I think I told Jason yesterday Coleman, but I kind of have a toss-up between those 2. I assume our first 2 would be similar, if not.
To be honest, Connor, I think I might put Jadarian Price number 1. If you're drafting your dynasty league, of course, Love is the long-term solution. But if we're talking about like year 1 projections, I could definitely see Jadarian Price having a better season, better fantasy season than Love just because of situation. We know the Seahawks are defending Super Bowl champions, got a great line, offense that can do a lot of different things and leans on the run game. It will be in a timeshare at best, most likely, right, with Charbonnet still. But they obviously have a need there. And Kenneth Walker was a Super Bowl MVP, for goodness sake. I think he's going to slot right in there and step in and play regularly and get meaningful reps pretty much right from the hop. Now, Love will too, but Arizona stinks. So how we saw that Genty can do it have all the talent in the world. It doesn't mean much if you're playing behind a bad O-line and on a bad team with limited offensive weapons. So I think your Coleman and Singleton are interesting ones. What about a guy like Demon Claiborne, in Minnesota? Vikings, a little bit in limbo in their running back room. Like Aaron Jones, he's harder time staying on the field.
Yeah.
And he's been around forever, it seems now at this point. When you think back to his Green Bay years and how productive he was there. Does he get a decent look to try and earn some meaningful reps there? But I'll go, the top 2, Love, Price. I think Love will definitely be the first guy drafted in a dynasty league. And then, I'll lean into Singleton as well because we know the Titans wanted Love, right? That was the before the steam with Arizona really caught momentum down the stretch towards the draft. Everybody thought Love was going to be going 4th to Tennessee. They end up with a wide receiver. Their offense all of a sudden looks a lot better when you talk about Tate. They still got Calvin Ridley, Alberta Zone, like Almaner, Cam Ward year 2. Hey, you're going to need someone to run the football, and they got some veterans in the room to maybe complement it. But yeah, I think Singleton has some upside.
Claiborne in Minnesota is an interesting one. Wearing number 21, which we know was great for running backs. Played for the Demond Deacons.
Great
and his
name.
name is almost Demond.
Good
Is it
point.
Demond? It's like Desmond without the S. So
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll hear more about it going forward here, so I don't have to butcher it like that. But that's for fit-wise, like with that team, I do kind of like that. Now, receivers. This is one where I have reason to believe I think these guys are good, but then I also have questions because their teams are Tennessee, New Orleans, Philly, kind of like that one, Cleveland, Jets, Cleveland, Washington, Miami, Pittsburgh. So those are just the teams they play for. If you're looking at your top 3 rookie receivers, I'll let you go first. Who do you like for fantasy purposes?
Yeah. Jordan Tyson.
Got to stay healthy.
He's got to stay healthy. New Orleans surprised a lot of people in the back half of last year. We know what Tyler Shuck accomplished. If all of a sudden you can add another weapon to that field and a viable one, if he can stay on the field, I like him a lot. We like Carnell Tate, I think, will be the Mr. Reliable of this class. Maybe not spectacular. The Mackay Lemon one is, I think, the big wild card here.
Yeah.
It's all but official that AJ Brown is going to be no longer on the Eagles. Devontae Smith is a Heisman winner. He's shown he can be a number one guy to take over that. But all of a sudden, we know this offense, leans on its run game. Does Lemon in year one have the pop? On Dynasty Draft, you're not worried about just year one. I think down the line, he has a ton of upside. A little bit of an odd cat, weird guy. That's usually pretty good for when it comes to wide receivers. You like to be a little bit more out there. So I'll my order, I'll go Tyson, Tate, Lemon.
Yeah, like, and I can't knock it. Now Tyson will be wide receiver 2 at the best, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got Olave there. Same with Lemon. I'd like Tate just kind of based on fit, and I think Ward improved down the season. So like Tate would be my number 1. I think I'm leaning with Lemon just based on situation, but Tyson would be right there. But there's a lot of guys, right? Like you could look at
this is the receiver year for your dynasty.
Denzel Boston. I might like him a little bit more in year 1, just his ability to high point the ball. And then going down. Number 7, Antonio Williams with Washington, with Jaden Daniels. Like, he was a 3rd round pick. Not the biggest dude, but I think double-digit touchdowns his final season. Chris Brazzell for Carolina is another one I kind of like. There's some good names there. Chris Bell will be interesting with the Dolphins. It's a fun year for receivers. You're right. Like, this is the year to kind of go out and get them. And then, if you're like really, really steep, this will be a homer pick for sure. But Brennan Thompson to the Chargers, that dude can fly with Mike McDaniel. He's going to scheme some things up. That was a guy he wanted the Chargers to draft. They did so. So could be some big play potential. I like Bryce Lane as well from the Saints. Bryce Lance, brother of Trey, athletically very gifted, didn't play the highest level, but maybe a little bit of a project there for the Saints to work with and see what happens. You can let us know yours. And of course, as the season rolls on here and we get closer to kickoff, we'll be doing a lot more fantasy football things. Also, our team previews and such. Stribling, trust me, bro.
I don't know.
That was from MTR. In case
anybody didn't guess that themselves.
Surprised people with that one. Whatever. If it works. Here's the Derek Brown of Fantasy Pros. He's a linear athlete. He's a build-up speed receiver that can make some things happen with the ball in his hands. Stribling had 7.3 and 6.7 yards after the catch per reception over the last 2 years. He can bulldoze through defenders with momentum built up. So there you go. Get the ball in his hands. Watch what he does. Triple C in a truck says, we got a new OC. Going to be fire. Also says that MTR probably plays bat catcher or first base when he plays softball.
Hey, guess what position I played the most last night?
First base?
Bat catcher. And hey, call this a little bit of arrogance, but so we only had one extra player, and I'm technically the team captain because I put it together, but I'm not like telling people where to play. I was like, just go play wherever you want. I sometimes feel bad, especially if there's like a lot of times just one of the girls is always playing back catcher because it's just almost like assume that that's one of the positions a female will play. And we got up like quite a few early in the game. And I also, this very well documented injury to my pinky finger with the broken nail, the blood all pooling underneath it's going to fall off, yada, yada, yada. One of my singles, I kind of rattled the bat handle pretty good. It was off the end of it. That re-aggravated that. So I was like, I'm just going to play back catcher. So when I have to throw it, it's of no consequence. I'm just throwing it back to the pitcher. And I played there of the 7 innings, probably 4 or 5 of them, maybe.
Kenneth would like you to know there's no position back catcher.
It's just catcher.
Just catcher.
So sorry, Kenneth. Mr. Authority.
Triple C in a truck. Just so you know, too, because you texted it in. It's not back catcher. It's just catcher.
It's the back catcher.
It works. We know what we're talking about. MTR says I play shortstop. Jimenez level. Clutch bat, too?
Clutch bat.
The guy comes up when it matters. Dale says, face it, Brandon, your Ducks, good, maybe. Punching above their weight class this year. But I don't see which team will beat them out. Maybe Colorado.
Yeah, probably. Thinking past Vegas, they will be heavy underdogs against the Avalanche. As of right now, according to most odds trackers, I know there's always the popular. I don't even remember what site it is that does that wheel. When it's like the further you move to the center, like chances of making it to that specific round and eventually winning the cup. The Ducks are still very much lower, percentage of winning this round than Vegas. I mean, it's tied 1-1, but I think the Ducks have been the better team through 2 games, and last night by a pretty decided margin. So give him credit.
Nikki Northside says CJ Daniels, Kevin Coleman, Adam Randall are my sleeper picks for last round. That's why, a lot of people in their last round, Duke will take a kicker, and that's fair. I don't mind taking my kicker a little earlier. And
I don't mind drafting a guy that's going to miss the first few games, put him on IR immediately, and then pick up a kicker on the way.
Yeah, I was going to go Flyers, But just pick up a flyer for the last couple picks. You never know.
I don't even think I play in any leagues that have a kicker anymore.
No?
I've been following the Declan mantra, eliminate kickers from the game. Not just fantasy football, all football.
Wow. I would never.
I too would never actually want that. But in fantasy, it's like they're so volatile. I do think there's a fun element to that. Like you end up losing because your kicker misses something on Sunday night or Monday Night Football, negative points. That's always fun.
Oh, I hate when you're playing like you have a receiver, they have a kicker, and he bombs a 56-yarder. Like, oh, come on. 4 or 5 points, whatever your league is. Brutal. We'll take a break here. When we come back, let you know what's coming up on the Lowdown and the Jason Greger Show. It is Fantasy Frenzy on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. No one's ever accused car shopping to be fun. I mean, think about it. Awkward standoffs to get a price. Let me go talk to my manager. Dealers asking for your credit card, then melting your phone if you say no. See, not fun. At Northgate, I promise you a different experience. We make it fun. And you will like us, I promise. 0% financing, a great selection of new and pre-owned units. So for some fun, stop in today. 13215 97th Street or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop by our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
New at Papa John's, the spinach Alfredo chicken tomato pizza. Say it with me now. Spinach Alfredo sauce, grilled chicken, fresh Roma tomatoes, all on our fresh, never frozen pizza dough. 4 favorites, 1 pizza. So let's run it back. The spinach Alfredo chicken tomato pizza. Right now, a large for just $18.99. Delivery or carry out. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Silent Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
And here comes Action Electrical Service Team sprinting onto the scene. These are your first responders for any electrical emergency.
That's right. With their fleet of service vans and specialized gear, they assess, they service, and maintain electrical lighting and automation systems. They're all about rapid response.
Quick diagnostics and repairs to restore power and safety fast. Hire the Action Electrical team to bring home a win for your project. Visit actionelectrical.net.
When my husband and I said until death do us part, I never expected to find myself at the doorstep of divorce. I was facing an uncertain financial future, expensive lawyer bills, and most importantly, I was concerned for the well-being of my kids. My spouse and I turned to Fairway Divorce Solutions for help. Fairway walked us through a step-by-step process, allowing us to develop a clear roadmap to resolve financial concerns and provide a proactive co-parenting strategy. It helped us avoid chaos and courtrooms.
For a no-cost consultation, visit fairwaydivorce.com.
A lot of you love hockey season. But when it comes to construction season, You're not as excited unless you work for GS Construction. It's true. As one season is winding down, ours is winding up with all sorts of great projects to make the city we live in better. And our team is hiring. GS Construction is scouting for pipe layers, topmen, and heavy equipment operators. So if you want to score a great job, visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Struggling to find skilled workers? What if you could fill your talent pipeline with motivated, pre-vetted youth and receive funding to support your efforts? At Careers The Next Generation, we connect Alberta employers with interns in skilled trades, IT, agriculture, forestry, and more. All WCB covered, high school accredited, safety trained, and ready to contribute from day one. With 83% of RAP students continuing their apprenticeships after high school, investing in youth today means securing your workforce for tomorrow. Don't wait. Visit careersnextgen.ca to get started.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions take one for Gene Principe. Hey, thanks for being on time.
I'm always punctual. Now, how about some cool beats while I drop the heat?
Ready when you are.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Nice.
Boom! I'm a musical genius.
Legacy's going to love this for AC season.
What's not to love with no interest and no Principe payments for 1 year?
Are you always like this?
Yep. Unlike Legacy, I never know when to cool it.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Whether you're refinancing or buying your first home, mortgages are easier with help from a neighbor. At Vision Credit Union, you get face-to-face guidance from local lenders who know the market because, well, they live here too. They'll look at your whole financial picture with practical advice for payments, renewals, refinancing, and what makes sense long-term. Get a more neighborly mortgage. Contact your branch today or visit visioncu.ca.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Welcome back. It's Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440. Thank you for joining us on the show today. Coming up next, Lowdown with Low Tide. They'll be joined by Bagged Milk. They'll also talk to the Evan Bouchard bias. Maybe some would say the Kill McCarr bias. But keep it locked here on Sports 1440. LT, Declan Kruger, and Josh Fenwick. Then on the Jason Greger show today. Loaded program. Whoever booked it did a great job. Mike Vorkanov will join us. NBA reporter with The Athletic, David Owens. We've got Tyrell Ford in studio for a couple segments. Talk about the offseason, the excitement around the league, and then with the rule changes and the playoff format from a player's perspective, get his thoughts on that. Colin Livingston will be by for the Can Torque Race Report, Stat of the Day. Landon Ferrara will join us to talk some puck. Spec, Corey Lavalette. He's going to join us like 20 minutes before puck drop as the Canes back in action, trying to go 3 up on the Philadelphia Flyers in Philly. You're not out of a series till you lose at home, they say. We'll see what he thinks about that one. And then Cam Tate's 2-minute warning. So make sure you keep it locked here on Sports 1440. Jay's off today. They got the Angels starting tomorrow. So we'll have those games for you on Sports 1440. But tonight, it'll be Fox Sports Radio, The Odd Couple, immediately following the Jason Greger show. Text line is 1-833-401-1440. Duke, Jay's off today, so you don't have to worry about that. Just one hockey game. Kind of a light night for the sports viewer, I would say. Unless, NBA throwing on, of course, so maybe there's some games you want to watch there, but you're not flipping back and forth for hockey.
No, unless you're also tuning into Game 3 of the PWHL semifinal. Montreal taking on the Frost. Triple overtime thriller back on Tuesday night before
That's a long game.
MPP, the icon, the legend, the legacy. She scored the game-winning goal there for the Victoire. Weird scheduling. I'm gonna keep it a buck here for these PWHL playoffs. So the Boston-Ottawa series, their games went last Thursday, then on Saturday. They now don't play again until Friday. So essentially a full week off. And then they play again Sunday and Tuesday if necessary. The Frost-Minnesota series went Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday. Little odd. Back-to-back games in the playoffs it's out there.
I like it. Let the anger carry over. Just scrolling through here. The Bell Center would be preoccupied with
Les habitants.
Yes. Minnesota Frost. They play at the Grand Casino Arena in St. Paul. Is that where the Wild play?
It is.
That's the name of it now?
Yeah, not the Xcel Energy Center anymore.
So that changed. So that becomes a factor. Boston, Ottawa shouldn't be any factor.
Charge play at the Canadian Tire Center, but the Center is obviously eliminated.
Bingo. So yeah, that's a triple overtime, man. That's crazy. 1-0 game too. Kind of a snoozer. Good goaltending.
So the Victoire are playing at Place Bell or Place Bell, I would assume, if you're going on Francais, which is not the same.
That's in Laval.
It's not the Bell Center, despite the similarity in name. that is in Laval.
Totally
It's
different.
Intentionally confusing.
Why? The Laval Rocket.
You know, like how in the NHL and beyond, we've got Rogers Place, Rogers Center, Rogers Arena.
Yeah.
Is that all of them currently?
Place.
Vancouver's Arena. Here is Place. Jays is Center.
Center, I think so, yeah.
Right.
It was the French that got me. I'm not bilingual. I make no bones about it.
Me neither.
So anyway, it's kind of telling me we shouldn't have to wait so long between games or play back to back.
A week between games in a playoff series?
I was trying to justify it. There's no justifying it.
How? How is that even? How is that possible?
I guess if you're playing triple overtimes, maybe you need a week off.
Yeah, but that's not the series that took the week off. That's the team that play again tonight and again tomorrow.
Well, I love it.
Craziness.
I love it. Hey, it is what it is. 1-833-401-1440. I just like that MPP got the winner. That's fantastic. It would have been the easiest pick because everybody would have been like, well, she's clutch. She's the best. She's the GOAT. And then she gets the job done. 1-833-401-1440. Nikki Norris, I just wanted to follow up that it was the rookies he was talking about there. Coleman, Randall, and Daniels. Yes. I think I got to get into a keeper league this year. Maybe trying to convince one of my leagues to do it, just so I don't have to join a third. Well, it'd be a fourth league when it goes on top of our Fantasy Frenzy league. Because that just adds a whole new element to it. Tonight in the association, Pistons, Cavs at 5 o'clock. Detroit up 1-0 in that one. Cunningham versus Mitchell. Then at 7:30, Lakers, Thunder. Is Lucas still out?
Yeah.
I think it was a Friday.
They're thinking maybe games 3 or 4.
Yeah, that was the earliest.
Possibly.
Is there a point, dude? Like, does he have to? Even if he's like 60%. If you're down 2-3-0, like he has to get out there, doesn't he?
I guess.
Just a threat.
The question is, what's the point?
Is it over already?
I mean, they're favored by 15.5 points again tonight, which I believe they covered those points, the same spread in game 1. Yeah, they won by 18.
That's crazy.
If he's back in the lineup, what does the spread shrink to?
8?
I was going to say 8.5, maybe. Like I get it. Luka's one of the very best in the league, but at the same time, how can you not appreciate what LeBron James has done to try and buoy this team in his absence? Like, he just turning the clock back. He's been great in these playoffs. Of course, you're better off to have 2 players playing well, even if one of them's hampered, playing at 60, 75%, like Luka might be. I just think I don't see them having a prayer in this series regardless.
I would agree. And yeah, I actually like what you said there about LeBron, because we talked about that when Luka initially went down. Declan asked us, who can they beat? I don't know. Nobody. There's a few teams, but you weren't expecting them to do what they did getting past Houston. So it's been positive, but man, overall for the season, the way Luka was playing as well. They initially gave him an 8-week recovery timeline after the injury. Game 2 is 5 weeks after the strain. So he's doing all he can. Even if he were to return like within the next week, he'd still be a couple weeks earlier than expected. But I think it might just be too little too late. Who would you rather see, Ant or Wemby against the Thunder?
Wemby.
Okay.
And that's like, I like Thunder. We're a Thunder show, Connor. Going back several years.
We have been since the inception.
We got on the bandwagon just in time to avoid being real hoppers. Spurs have had their number this year, man. So if there's a team that can beat the Thunder, it is the Spurs. I don't care how gritty, how hard the Timberwolves play. They sure didn't look at last night. Spurs could beat them. The Wolves cannot.
Just need Wemby to block, 14 times a game. Why not? He's a beast. He could be the X factor. For the Duke and Josh, I'm Connor Halley. Thank you guys for joining us on the show today. Low Tide coming up next, but first, a Sports 1440 update with the Duke, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky, online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com, only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Lone game of the Stanley Cup playoff schedule tonight. Game 3 between the Hurricanes and Flyers from Philadelphia. Carolina touting a 2-0 series. They had an perfect 6-0 record so far these playoffs. Puck drop just after 6 o'clock. Off the ice, finalist for this year's Norris Trophy. League's top defensemen have been announced. Rasmus Dahlin of Buffalo, Zach Werenski of the Jackets, and Cale Makar out of Colorado. Your trio of finalists. Absent Edmonton's Evan Bouchard. PWHL playoff action resuming tonight. The Montreal are in Minnesota against the Frost. That series tied at 1 apiece. Puck drop just after 5 o'clock. In the association, the Knicks taking on the Sixers. Pistons hosting the Cavaliers for game number 2 from Detroit. Pistons up 1-0 in the series. Tip off at 5. And it's 7:30. The Lakers head to Oklahoma City to take on the Thunder. They trail that best of 7, 1-0. Lighter day in the majors. Several teams in transit. A couple games already underway. Rangers and Yankees tied at 1 after 4. After 3, Twins and Nats tied at 2 apiece. Guardians and Royals about to get underway. Ditto for the Cubs and Reds. Later on today, Phillies hosting the Athletics. Orioles are in Miami. Rays play the Red Sox, and Padres host the Cardinals in the nightcap. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio